A prediction video, you say? Well, expect half of them to not be right. Greetings, fellow Vita fans. This is James with, you know the drill, 2 a.m. Is it 2 a.m. where you live? And I'm coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. Well, 2019 is officially in the history books. I guess it means it's with George Washington now. And with it, us being in the first month of the year, I figured it might be kind of a fun video topic to make where we can all, and yes I said all, try to predict what's going to happen to the PlayStation Vita in the year 2020. How will things go? What will change? What will stay the same? You know the drill. And if you have any predictions of your own, let me know them down in the comment section below. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. Now, I do have a couple of rules that I'm going to be applying to myself personally here. And don't worry, it has nothing to do with a diet I'm not going to stick to. And that is, these will be predictions that will be complete shots in the dark, nothing being confirmed or anything like that. Or they can be piggybacked off news that we do know is a thing, but maybe we don't have specific information on just yet, like dates and whatnot. I'm pretty good with metaphors, huh? First, I'll start off with the biggest one. How long will we be getting games for the PlayStation Vita? Will it be all the way to the year 2020 and beyond? I decided to start off with this first because I know it's a hot topic among some people out there. And no, I'm not talking about the place that sells all those dark clothes. Some people think yes, others think not so much. For me personally, I think we're going to be continuing to get a steady stream of games through the entire year of 2020, or at the least, most of it anyway. We already have confirmation from such companies like Rodelaika Games, Sometimes You and whatnot, that they are going to be in fact releasing new titles in this year. And much like with limited run games, I think that they're going to be trying to sprinkle out their titles throughout that time. Sporadically, if you want to get technical here. And yes, I plan to get technical here. And I don't know how many games they have in the pipeline per se, but let's say, we'll just come up with a ballpark figure here. Let's say Rodelaika has like 15 planned games. I don't think they're going to be releasing the games all at once, like in the next couple of months. They're probably going to be trying to do them sporadically throughout the year to kind of, prolong things. It makes sense in the gaming industry. And speaking of limited run games, let's talk about them for a sec. Because much like how I'm predicting with many of the digital companies that we have left out there and publishers and whatnot, I think limited run games is still going to be prolonging their two last final physical releases, which is Super Meat Boy and Papers, Please, along with another game that I'll touch on in a second. And with them prolonging that, they're also prolonging my stress in the morning for trying to actually snag a copy. And I'll just say here, I was pretty surprised because Papers, Please at the time of E3 was the only game that we got a confirmation of to be coming out in 2020. Thus, I was just under the assumption that the rest of the games were going to follow suit in 2019. But no, we still have Super Meat Boy. Why did you have to prove me wrong, limited run games? Why did you have to prove me wrong? So here's my prediction. I think they're still gonna wait another month and a half or two to release Super Meat Boy, and then Papers, Please will in fact be their final game, probably releasing sometime in the spring. Probably towards the end. Yeah, I think they're gonna stretch it that long. And then shortly afterwards, for those of you who don't know, and I did do a video back on this last year, but Limited Run Games is planning to give any collectors out there that have a full set of Limited Run Games exclusive releases for the PS Vita a free bonus game that is going to be exclusive only in that manner. Meaning that the only way you can, well, technically get it is if you have a complete collection from them. Now, since of course we don't know how many copies they're going to be printing, they'll probably more than likely have to overproduce it, and thus you might be able to get it in like blind boxes and whatnot. But again, that's just a prediction. But then this whole video is, so just par for the course. Oh yeah, and the game is also rumored to be Revenge of the Bird King. Yay? Keeping on the train heading towards the limited print run games, let's talk about Strictly Limited for a second because they have been very tight-lipped at answering my question of whether or not they have any more games left for our handheld. They refuse to answer yes or no. Kind of like my non-existent dates on Saturday night. So what I'm thinking this means is that we either have another game or two, like completely brand new, coming from them, or what I'm thinking is another possibility is that, y'all remember Hardcore? We're still waiting for that game. It was a thing. They were supposed to give us a physical release for it, but they didn't meet Sony's deadline for Western cartridges. So I think that we're going to be seeing it soon, sometime this year, as an Asian English physical release. Because they specifically told me that the game has been canceled physically for now. Yeah, giving me some heavy implications there, aren't you, Strictly Limited? So with that big hint, I really do think the chances of this happening is still pretty high. Now for some predictions that are a little bit more on the negative side. Let's just kind of get those out of the way now, shall we? And I really hate to say this, guys, but I think Pixel Noire is gonna get cancelled. It's been such a long time since we've heard any updates regarding its release, and yeah, I'm just thinking at this point it's probably just not gonna happen. Same thing, sadly, with Skull Pirates. I don't know. I realize that one has more of a chance of getting released, but it's kind of in the same situation as Pixel Noire, where we just haven't really been hearing much about it, so if it does come, it might be like one of the last digital games to come out, if at all. But you know, maybe not. I know Bernard has been busy with other things in his life, so it might just be on the back burner for now. We'll just have to wait and see. And to Mortal Kombat Fatality rip our hearts out even further, also, I think the physical releases from Nicalis are also going to be canned, if they haven't been already. I'm not even sure if this counts as a prediction, because for those who don't know, they had announced this, gosh, I want to say at the beginning of 2019, late 2018, something like that. Pretty sure it was 2018. It was a really long time ago that they were going to be giving us physical copies of 1001 Spikes and this other game that I don't even know how to say the name of. But as you would expect, yeah, we've heard nothing regarding that whatsoever, and every time someone has tried to ask them on Twitter, they just don't reply. Giving us the silent treatment, huh, bro? So I'm thinking that they're canned. Interesting thing to note though, however, for any heavy hardcore collectors out there, is that the physical copies do in fact exist. I have seen them, while at least, you know, pictures on the internet anyway. They did go far enough into production to release some review copies, or, you know, something that only the staff has. I forget the technical term for these. And some of which were being sold illegally on eBay for like ridiculous amounts of money, $400, $500 plus dollars. Man, I wish I would have thought of that. So if you really wanted these two games and you want to take out a mortgage on your house or whatnot, then yeah, you can totally pick them up. That is on the very rare occasion that they actually do go online for sale. Now, going all the way back to the beginning of this video, ooh, I smell a plot twist. I did want to mention real quickly that some people have been a little worried that the PSN store might be taken down sometime this year. No, don't worry about that, guys, because Sony has in fact confirmed that they want to be going digitally for the future of the PS Vita, at least for now. This is Sony. I wouldn't be surprised if they probably even stop that like within the next like couple of years. But I do think it'll be on for a little while. They're usually pretty good at supporting their legacy platforms when it comes to the online store. So no need to worry about that. My prediction is it's still going to be up for years to come. Oh, and I'm also guessing here that Russian Subway Dogs is actually in fact going to be released finally in the year 2020, despite it being promised to us for like the last couple of years or so. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Okay, now I wanted to touch up on the firmware side of things when it comes to this device. Has anybody out there noticed that Sony has been very quiet at patching the PlayStation Vita, at least as far as hacks go? I noticed that all of the updates that they've been doing have been on other things and not trying to, you know, remove exploits. Well, you know, instead they decided to remove the party chat feature between PS4 and PS Vita. Still salty about that, man. So I'm guessing that maybe Sony in the year 2020 has given up trying to patch things out completely anyway. Now, I'm not saying I'm not expecting any more updates from them at all. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if they were to do like one big massive final update, but it seems like they're starting to care less and less as time goes on. In fact, more so ever as of late. So while I am technically expecting more updates, I'm not expecting a whole lot more. Especially when you take into consideration that the last ones they released did little to nothing regarding this. Other than, you know, the party chat feature. Switching gears here to the Japanese market, if I may. Wait, may I? I may. I think for the year 2020, we're still going to be seeing a sprinkling of AA games coming out from Japan. They're probably not going to be released in the West, but I think that they're still going to be a thing over there. I mean, we do have Utawarerumono Cheese still coming out, and that game's going to be releasing not only over in Japan, but also here in the West digitally. And I consider that a AA game. So I'm expecting a few more, but not a ton more. I think it's going to slowly be dying out as the year progresses. Now, of course, the PlayStation Vita has a lot of stuff still going on for it, despite it being in its golden years currently. Hey, I think that officially makes it a grandpa now. With a very very abusive parents. Maybe I'm not so good at metaphors after all. So I can't cover everything here, but those were just some of the bigger predictions that I'm making for the year 2020. What predictions do you have though? What do you think this year is gonna bring for us? I'd love to know down in the comments section below. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. The following video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people, including David Ray, Phantom XRS, Saul Ramirez, Kyle Brooks, JR, E-Rock, Pierre Sterner, Adam Thury, Skullshirtugel TCG, BMF, Ruben Gutierrez, Joshua Williams, Jared Haddo, Kevin Enright, Heston Joseph, Aaron Swanson, Rodrigo Vera, Hero Acer, Adam Sondi, Dennis R. Huggins Jr., Richard Cruz, Buzz Sayin, Jelle, Mario Cruz, Larry Anderson, Reiko Star, and Matt Fox. If you yourself would be interested in supporting the channel, check the links down in the description below. I have oh so numerous ways for you to do so down there. How many of y'all want to bet that I get most of these predictions wrong? Hey, this is PS Vita 2 AM. You expect that kind of quality here.